Yo, see what's been on fire here, back in the video, and today we're going to be hopping into another Madden 23 gameplay. Now, today we are going to be doing another post commentary for Thanksgiving. I don't have my setup anymore, so I kind of pre-recorded a lot of these videos in advance. So that is the case scenario that we're in right now. And today we're going to be going over defense mainly, but we are running a kind of a new offense, and that is the gun at normal. Y off close. So gun normal, Y off close. This is in the Washington football team playbook. And we're going to be using the Steelers. So you can tell that it's going to be a defensive video just based on that. But there's a lot of good plays in this offense, man. Red zone scissors, escape, middle slant, or double slant. There's a lot of good plays. And then the running plays, you'll see I started out in this inside zone, but we do switch to the RPO. And that RPO ended up being really good. So those are audibles, double slant, inside zone, red zone scissors, and escape. But we ran the ball a lot with Najee Harris. With the Steelers, we don't have the best weapons, certainly not the best quarterback in Madden terms. And that is simply why we try and keep that, things balanced and, don't overexert ourselves in the passing game, because Pickett, he gets a lot of pressure and accuracy. He will miss throws, and you don't want to miss a throw into a tight window and have it be intercepted. So that is more or less our reasoning behind that. So again, football team offense, Kansas City defense are our playbooks for today. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that thumbs up for more of these gameplays. Subscribe to the channel down below and let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next, because I'm always bringing these gameplays. You guys have noticed this has really been the bulk of what I've been doing on the channel. And I plan to continue that. I enjoy making these gameplays a little bit more, whether it's live commentary or post commentary. I think they're more fun for you guys to watch, and they're more fun for me. I have more fun playing the game than practice mode. So if you guys continue to enjoy them the way that you have, then there's no reason for me to not continue to make them. But you see, we're just running the ball a lot here, and I think I go to a pass here. We're gonna go to the double slant, it looks like, and what I do is block my tight end. We're gonna put Y on a little flat, create basic easy route combination, deep post, a little flat with Najee. I had Najee open, but we're just going to check it down over here to Miles Boykin on this opposite side, and he picks up 9 yards. So he really played over the top there out of his cover 4. And again, we don't want to, with the Steelers, we don't want to be forced to throw the ball really down the field the way that they don't in real life. But we want to just make these easy reads, easy throws. It looks like he's going with a pretty heavy zone coverage approach. And we're going to try and mix in some escape. This could be a little mix-up of man coverage, so we just throw the little streak out there, and it is man coverage. So he does send that extra rusher. We didn't block anybody like our tight end or our running back, so I am kind of forced to throw the ball away. Our man being route in that play is Najee Harris on that running back zig, but the problem with that is it just does take a lot of time to develop, so you do need some extra protection, which is what we try and go to here. So you notice that he's running like a zig route, actually, from the running back position, so it fries man coverage when in the opportunity. But you see our wide receiver zig on the opposite side was already developed, and Najee Harris barely began the cut to the inside. So you can notice that when he sends 6, everybody's on one-on-one blocks. I'm going to take the left side that's open, and Anthony Miller does his job, picks up a ton of yards for us. We might have had George Pickens, but again, there's an opportunity for inaccurate passes that deep down the field. And here's the RPO that I like. It's the one with the out route with Pickens and the bubble. I'll check the name of it when I go back. It's the Zone Alert Omaha. That is the one that is actually really good. I run it a ton during this game, I believe, probably like 7 times type beat. And it is a very good run. You see, I go right back to it. Depending on the coverage, you can throw it to Pickens, but the bubble seems to get open a lot, and I like the way that the run develops. But here we try and go to red zone scissors. Of course, if it's zone, we really want to open up Harris. It ends up being man coverage, so we just the safety was manned up on him, so we had an opportunity to snap throw him, but he was making a multitude of cuts there, and we kind of threw it when he was open, and then he made the cut, so he ran away from the ball. But you can tell that he was open. But he's running a lot of man coverage now. That's really the bulk of what he's doing. Right here, I'm considering this 4-down territory. So what I'm going to do is run the ball with Najee Harris. And we do end up picking the first down. And my thought process there is you run the ball on 3rd. It means you're going for it on 4th. So even if we don't get it, we're in a 4th and 2. That's definitely, convertible. So And then, of course, it makes it easy if you're able to just run the ball and pick up 7 with Najee there. Now, Najee, they have deservedly so moved his overall down, so he's really not that good anymore. It's not like he's some superstar running back in the game that can make crazy plays for you. He's really just average at best, and he doesn't have great speed or anything. Really, we want to use him as a receiving back. Here, we try and develop that zig. And again, you see, you wait too long for that zig to develop when he sends pressure. You get some push from the D-line, and then you're under pressure, and Pickett sails it. It wasn't really open anyway because of Najee Harris, just, again, not that much speed. But it is something we'll try and go back to. And against zone, it is really good as well. You don't have to just run that play against man. We go back to the run again, and we're averaging a lot of yards per carry, 25 carries for 4 carries for 25 yards. And we're staying balanced. 5 runs, 5 passes. That's something that you love to see. And 4 down territory, I had the bubble there, and that is definitely a mistake by me. I had the bubble. I looked to just hand it off and hope to pick it up. Did not happen. I'm going to go hurry up here. Try and hit something like this wheel route. Again, if it's man coverage, we're going to try and snap throw it. It ends up being zone, so we are able to fit that into Najee. Probably threw it a little bit late. The flat was open as well, but nonetheless, we are able to convert it. And not sure why I started going hurry up here. I don't think I snap it. I do not. But that is at the end of the first quarter. And what have we done in this offense? I know I said this was a defensive gameplay, but you'll see some of that later, of course. But we have done is we've controlled the ball very effectively. And we're keeping his offense on the field. Now, this strategy not necessarily the best when you do get the ball first, because he has the opportunity to just double dip the chip. But if you do play it right, you can. No, that's the worst case scenario. There are situations, and there you see a very interesting development. When there was only one corner on that left side, you set up that bubble screen, you throw the bubble screen, and then he's just not blocked when there's a blocker right in front of him. It's a pretty interesting development. Now, I kind of want to see that play again, but I'm not exactly sure what happened there. He just came through unblocked. It looked wide open from the eye. I was an anticipation throw. Obviously, I wasn't expecting that to happen, but after putting together such a long drive around, I think 13 plays, something like that, it's brutal to throw an interception, let alone a pick 6. Now, we still have an opportunity to go down and try and score fast here, something like that. So, I'm going to try and put together a little bit of a faster drive here, pick up the pace. And again, make sure you stay tuned for the defense, because it does go crazy later in this game. But, yeah, back on offense. And you see I throw the pick. I'm pissed off, as you are. And I think I begin to throw the ball a lot more. Just trying to pick up some big plays against his man coverage. We set up a zig with Deontay Johnson. He gets open. Throw it probably a little bit late, but nonetheless, we open it up. And again, these corner routes really just don't get that much these receivers really don't get that much separation on the corner routes. So, what you're seeing is what you're getting. We're not getting that much separation, so we're forced to throw underneath. Again, I'd like to pick up deep plays, but you have to also be smart. So we're running a lot of escape, trying to set up these different things. That probably was not the best read with Najee Harris. And guess what he just did? Might have just sold the game. Fumbling there is a brutal mistake for the boys. I mean, to just fumble like that in that spot where we had just thrown the pick 6, probably not my best read. I had Freiermuth. And then you get stripped because he's in a group of about 3 guys. It's brutal. Now, defensively, what are we going to be running? We're going to run the spinner. Now, this is Dollar, Kansas City playbook, and we are running a lot of spinner. Now, he's going to go up top first play, and I haven't really set up anything. That was just like a rage blitz. But now we're actually going to set up the defense. Let's get some of these corners in the right spot. Let's get William Jackson out there, because clearly Witherspoon cannot defend Duvernay on a basic streak. We are base aligned. We have auto flip on. And all I'm doing is pinching the defense and, slanting our defensive line up. So we're crashing, slanting outside, and that is all we're doing. Generally, I like to use the guy on the running back, Here we go with a 5 wide. Now in this case, I will usually man up either one of the linebackers or one of the slot corners just on the tight end there, because when you come out in the play, only 4 guys are manned up. So when he comes out in a 5 wide receiver set, or there's situations where the 4th guy who's manned up is on the running back, who is your user, you do have to manually man up some of those players. Here, again, I'll either man up Myles Jack on Mark Andrews, or I will man up that slot corner. It just depends on what's happening. Here, he hits us with a nice zig out of bench pivot. I'm not sure, A, how that was not a fumble, or B, why we didn't get a better press there. Again, these Ravens receivers aren't good. Don't be fooled. He's going to go 4th and 2. It's in a spot where I would feel uncomfortable running the ball, so I'm expecting pass. And again, we're on the running back. We actually do a good job of working. We kind of fake blitzing there. And the man, Minkah Fitzpatrick, makes an absolute huge play. I think he has pick artist, so you know he's going to catch that rock. And that is almost the same kind of throw. Not the same kind of throw, but the same situation. Throw it to the left flat. We jump it. We make that interception. Ours is a little bit more deserved, as it was actually user controlled. His was a lot of luck, but nonetheless, you can see it's going to kind of be a defensive battle through, the 7 minutes, 6.5 type minutes that we've played. A lot of defensive plays, and of course the 2 scoring plays. 2 biggest plays of the game were pick sixes. So certainly an interesting development, an interesting start to this game, but nonetheless, we're not in a bad spot. We tie game. Now he does get the ball at half, so here we do have to make a stop. We cannot afford him to score a touchdown, get the ball at half. So kind of the same development that we saw a little bit earlier. So, you got to play good defense here. I am kind of fine giving up a field goal, but of course we need to stop either on this drive or the next drive if it comes down to that, if we're not getting the ball before that. So again, sticking in spinner. A lot of right now what I'm doing is just, again, using this guy on the running back. We send that pressure, and you notice that both our slot cornerbacks get free. Again, if he's not going to block one of those guys, it is not going to be happy days for him. It's really difficult to block this blitz. Even if he blocks his running back and we send both slot corners, one of them should get free. And again, when you're running this blitz, you don't have to send both. I could really put one of those slot corners in the zone, and we would still get the pressure. Now, what I should have started doing is manning up the slot corner on the right on Mark Andrews, because Myles Jack is really doing a terrible job at defending him. I'm not sure why I didn't start doing that, but I think what I do here is I just say, I'm going to take it into my own hands. I'm going to use Mark Andrews. He ends up going QB draw, takes a hit. He's not going to fumble, but of course I am, funny enough. He only picks up 1 yard, so things could have been worse. They really did screw up QB draw. Right there, again, he's facing a little bit of pressure trying to go deep, and we are able to get a hit on him. And you see, it's just a pain to play this. You really have to try and run the ball when you're playing this. Third down and 9. He actually goes to a pistol bunch. Again, what I kind of say here is I'm just going to... I actually don't end up using him, but nonetheless, the pressure gets free there. So Kello Witherspoon ends up getting that pressure. Finally, I realized to call a timeout, thinking that I can actually get the football back. And 4th and 15, he's in an awkward spot. It would have been 4-down territory for sure if he doesn't get sacked. But here, maybe I consider punting, knowing that I get the ball at half, especially playing the Steelers on my own end. But he's actually going to go for it. Now, we do mix it up here. I go DB fire 2. Same type of setup, just pinch the D-line, slant outside. We're only rushing these 5 guys, but we do still get pressure from almost both guys. He checks it down, which is interesting. It's better than taking a sack, but at that point, you might as well just punt, because that had absolutely no chance at converting. So, overall, we'll take the stop. I'm not too concerned with him picking up 5 yards or whatever. So, back on offense, I'm going to start off with a little RPO zone. Now, you notice I will be pretty hesitant to throw that bubble kind of the rest of the game after throwing the pick 6 on it, a little bit scarred. So, there's a little bit of nervousness where that comes from. We do have to hurry up here. We try and go to this wheel switch play, trying to maybe set up something like a Freiermuth ag. We throw a little slant and zig out there. It does be zone coverage, so we are able to highball this to George Pickens. We do get a good angle on that rat catch to where he is able to come down with it. So I end up clocking it here. We only have 2 timeouts. Trying to conserve the time. I need a lot of hot routes for these plays. And I didn't really have anything in my audibles that I wanted a quick snap. So what I decided to do is just clock it, save myself the time. Again, we're in a safe spot here. All we can, we don't want to turn the football over. We don't want to take sacks here. It's not the best read. It really is not. Checking it down to Najee. I had only 5 men blocking. He sent 6. I had to get the football out. Our right tackle did absolutely nothing. But here we're just going to block Najee, run the same play. We're trying to set up the tight end. Now, I actually hit Freiermuth here down to the 7-yard line. That's why you save the timeouts, because now we can burn one and we still have 1 to go, which means I can still throw or run the football. So we're at the 7-yard line. Very important that we convert a touchdown here. Again, he gets the ball. He still is dangerous with the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. But the defense that we've played is perfect. We have not allowed points. Again, his touchdown was on the pick 6. He has not really moved the ball at all. So I feel confident scoring a touchdown that we're in control of this game. So we just throw 2 zigs out there, assuming that it's man coverage. It is. Y ends up getting open with Anthony Miller. He just does not have the receiving ability and the acceleration or speed or athleticism to get in the end zone there. Eventually, I learned my lesson. I think I put Deontay Johnson in the slot, considering I really didn't throw the ball to him once from the outside. It really should have been an adjustment I made in this first or second quarter. Here, I almost throw a pick. I had Najee open there. I actually just, for some reason, I got one-dimensional. Pickens was my read all the way around. He's one of the best spectacular catchers of the football in the league. So I figured I could just fit that in. That's my bad. I had Najee Harris wide open. So, misread. Again, here I'm thinking it's man coverage. So we're going to just max protect. Try and open up one of these guys. I end up having Y open. Don't ask me why I did not throw that ball, because I could not tell you. I'm not sure why I didn't throw it. It would have been an easy touchdown. I think I was just staring down the running back. So you can see even I'm making mistakes here. I'm noticing them, on the way back. So unfortunate. We're just going to take our 3, though. Be smart. Again, we've played good defense, and we're more focused on the defense in this game anyway. We've played perfect defense so far, so taking the lead, not the worst thing on the planet, I'm not mad at taking the lead. So that is going to put us up 10-7. He only has 8 seconds, so he managed the clock pretty perfectly. He had 3 timeouts, so if he played it better, maybe he could have get the ball back here with a little bit of time to do something. But now with 6 seconds, he's in a spot where probably should just take a knee. He's going to go 5 wide, though. You got to love it. So 5 wide, we just back up everybody, I think. And we run like this cover 4 where we send both slot corners, and guess what? We just sack him again with Levi Wallace. So overall, not a good start for the boys, but you see just how good Dollar is. I mean, it's not the fact that I'm just running Spinner. What Spinner does is it takes away any quick reads. When you're running things like that cover 4, cover 2, what happens is you just get in a spot where they can make quick reads, quick streaks, quick flats, quick slants. When you're running man coverage, the quick reads are eliminated. You need long time to develop these deeper routes like corner routes and deep crossers and posts. And when you have good man coverage players that can press things like slants and zigs, they're really in trouble. Blocking 7's not a good idea. You get shedded in this game. So, it's just why it's a pain. That's why you have to run the ball. You can't just drop back every play like this guy's doing. It's just something that you have to accept. I love passing the ball as much as anybody. You guys should know that. I really pass the ball. If I could, I would pass the ball every play. But, sometimes circumstantially you have to run the football. It's something that you just have to do whether you want to or not. Sometimes you just got to do it. Now, here he makes a really good adjustment in this second half, and I'll tell you where it is. He starts to run the football. Again, that was only his second carry. He gets into that really good 0-1 trap. 0-1 trap, so good this year. I do not run enough of it. It is so difficult to stop. But you notice he's going to start running the ball a lot. And it is smart, just run the ball. It's not fun for him necessarily to do this, but it's going to work against my dollar. He's going to run the football. But what he wants me to do really is switch my formation to something heavy so he can throw on it. But we're going to just, a lot of times when you're facing these guys, you can tell their play style off the bat. He wants to throw the ball. So is he really going to sit here on this drive? Let me think. Is he going to sit here on this drive? And is he going to run the football every single play? You see, he already goes past and he almost gets sacked. Now, not sure how he broke that tackle, by the way, but he did. He already almost takes a sack, and that would have killed his drive. That would have forced him to drop back on every play. So really what's happening is, again, you see if he's really about that running life. You know, he's had success doing it. Is he going to continue to do it, though? I don't think it's the most fun for him to do. But he does go back to the inside zone, and again, this time he picks up 1 yard. Okay, we stopped his run kind of there. Now is he going to continue to run the football? He only picked up 1 yard. Is he going to, come out here on 1st and 10, and is he going to run the football? So that is why. If you're playing a really good player, they will keep running the football until you can stop it, which is the right thing to do. But again, and I have this problem. Sometimes people just cannot stop my inside zone or my run, whatever formation I'm running. They can't stop the run. And, a lot of times I just get, I'm sick of this. I want to pass. Passing is fun. I want to try and beat this coverage. But here he runs the ball again. We stop it. So 2 runs, stop for 1 yard. Again, Dollar doesn't have terrible defense if you have a good user. But what I'm doing here is he's in this offset formation, so I have to man up my slot corner on the right on him. He goes right back to the inside zone. He picks up 1 yard again. So he's just staying consistent. He's doing the right thing here. He's finally determining if I can stop the run. But what we've done here differently is we have stopped the run. So, for the rest of the drive, I don't expect him to do it too much out of this formation at least. Now he goes to the Y-off trio here. I feel pretty safe in pass committing and doing everything I can to determine that it's a pass. We go ahead and man up our slot. And you notice the adjustment I do now that I mentioned earlier is I man up the slot corner now on Mark Andrews. I'm not manning up Myles Jack, especially from that inside. When Andrews continues to go on outside routes, we man up that slot corner, and he has enough speed to where even if it's a streak, he should be able to catch up. Now, what he does there is interesting. He actually runs the ball. 3rd and 8 is where I would definitely, call it quits on running the football. I'm not going to run the football on that down and distance ever. So if you're playing me, you can rush 0, weak box me. I'm not running the football. Now, 4th and 10, he is going to have to pass, so we can set up our adjustments pretty perfectly. I think I went back to manning on Myles Jack on Mark Andrews, which could be a problem. Thankfully, he's on a route that doesn't, and Duvernay just fries William Jackson the second there. I'm not sure what route that was. I thought we were pressed. I don't believe I shaded over the top there. Again, he doesn't have anyone with really any speed there. There's not really a reason to. He just got instant separation. Now, again, he goes back to the base here, and he is actually able to get the edge. I'm not sure how we weren't able to seal the edge there. We missed a tackle, but he does pick up some big yards. So, again, it's been a good drive for him. Now, it's taken a lot of plays. It's not easy. So, we are still playing really good defense. Even though he's driving down the field 3rd downs, 4th downs consistently, he goes right back to the run here, and I'm not even sure what that was because he didn't truck. That was just an animation thing. Just ran over my guy after what looked like we should have brought him down in the backfield. So, again, this is what you have to do against Spinner. You can't just drop back against it. Even if you're really good at, picking up the blitz, things happen, disengages happen, man coverage. We know how, oddly it plays to where it never really looks the same. So, again, one time you run a play, the route could be open. I could run the same defense, and the next time with the same players, the route could be bagged. It's just inconsistent, and that's why passing the ball against these man blitzes that many times is difficult. And again, we both, as players, everyone as players only has so many man coverage beating plays, unless you have things like hot route master where we can get a little bit more creative. We all only have so many man beating plays. So you're dropping back that many times, I'm going to make reads on you and what you like to do, and we're going to start to adjust and stop those things. Now, he's staying in the spread, which actually is a very good idea to spread out the dollar. It brings up more or less his 5 versus my 5 in the inside zone, so it's going to take a good user to stop it. He runs the ball again. You notice we're pretty dang deep in the 4th quarter. 4 minutes left, and what I'm thinking here is whatever happens, I got to make this last drive mine. Now, Cam Hayward makes a really good play there against that drag route. And here, I think I want to try and man up these slot corners just on the slot targets, the receivers, which is what I do. So we are running heavy. We ran heavy zone coverage there. We backed everyone off. He ran the ball again. I'm just assuming that he's going to pass. But again, I want to run spinner. We stop his run there. And we have these big boys up front that should be doing a little bit of a better job, in my opinion. He's running straight inside zone. He's not running to the outside. TJ Watt, Cam Hayward. We've got to start making plays. We stop him there. Take a look at the clock. We're going down to under 3 minutes. And if it develops into a fourth down, we could almost be at the 2-minute warning, clock management wise. Now, is he going to take the play clock all the way down? He doesn't, which again, I'm not sure how I would play this. Assuming that I'm going to score a touchdown, I'm probably taking as much time as I can, but there's also a situation where you don't want to clock yourself out of the game. Here he goes 0-1 trap. I should have just assumed it, but when it's 0-1 trap, even if you run commit, it doesn't stop it, so that play is just going to kill us. If he was smart, he would have ran 0-1 trap 20 times, but he ends up getting the end zone. Now, it wasn't easy. That's a really good defensive drive, and you see, take a look at the scoring drive up top. 16 plays, 77 yards. As a defensive player, you cannot be mad at that. You had multiple times to get off the field. It just didn't come to fruition, which is okay. That happens in this game sometimes. You can play perfectly on defense, and the dice rolls can just not go your way. We know it's Madden. But overall, making him work that difficult for one touchdown is still a positive in my book. And keep in mind, that was his first offensive touchdown in this game. But that also brings up the play where I didn't throw the zig route, and that's coming up big here. Because now we're down by 4. We need a touchdown to go down and win it with Kenny Pickett. And we have time. So we're going to start on the ground. We run very patiently there. It looked like he either spied someone or he got pancakes. He must have only been rushing 2 or pass committed, something like that. So, we're going to run the ball, and I'm going to run the ball again. I might have had the wheel there, the bubble, but we keep it on the ground with Najee. We pick up 4, and we're already ahead of the chains more or less. Now, again, clock management-wise, it's got to be the last play, the last drive of the game. So we want to play this smart. We don't want to give him time. We want to go down, and we want to be in a situation where there's 10 seconds left, and I have 2 plays left type thing. I want my last play to be the opportunity to win the game on a touchdown. That's kind of our thought process behind it. Some people might try and, I want to score fast here. No, we want to take up all the time, score a touchdown on the last drive. We don't. And here we try and force it up to Freiermuth. I'm not sure how he didn't catch that ball, but he didn't. Again, double slant. We have that wheel route we tried to hit. It was cover 2. Or actually, it was cover 3. If it's cover 2, that route might have been open. He's going with a heavy zone coverage approach on this drive, and he ends up switching to man coverage. We hit, and this is where I get pissed off. I'm like, this dude selling my bag. Freiermuth is gassed somehow. The knockout just took all of his wind, I guess. And here I finally make the adjustment to put Deontay Johnson there. I'm going to run the exact same play, I believe. Maybe I run escape. But again, you know how long it takes for the stupid running back zig to get open. So we put Deontay Johnson there. Block the tight end for some extra protection. And I'm going to trust Deontay. I'm going to throw it. We get an under pressure. And oh my God, he just barely picked up the first down by maybe reaching the ball out. I'm not sure. That was very lucky. I was worried they wouldn't even get the feed in, Kenny Pickett. But we got to step this up. And again, if that's a deep pass, he's not hitting that under that kind of pressure. So that is why we haven't thrown the ball past 10 air yards, really. Here we go to the bubble. Again, I had the bubble open, but we pick up really good blocks inside. We hand the ball off. He probably was not expecting run there. And that's probably more yards than I could have picked up on any passing play. So overall success, even though we are in bounds. I'm cool with it. I'm okay with it. And again, the clock is moving. We have 3 timeouts. I don't feel terrible about this. I'm just going to check it down, and my God, dude. It's bad when he's overthrowing these 1-yard routes in the backfield. Like, these are the passes that you just simply cannot afford to miss. Like, you just cannot miss those passes. Now, it wouldn't have picked up the most yards, but I think I could have got 6 or 7 there. And here we're going to go to YSL. Again, I'm blocking running back or tight end. I make what's probably not the best read, but I wanted to get the ball out again. We hit Deontay Johnson. What I forget to do here is I leave Zach Gentry in the game, but he goes hard flats. We had X open. I wait for Gentry to get open, try and hit him with a little juke move, and we're down to the 6-yard line. Right here, I'm going to try and chew clock. I would have snap called the play and probably got him with it, but since I had to sub Freiermuth out, I believe he ends up calling timeout right about here, which he does. So that's unfortunate. He's going to start playing the clock, which is the right thing to do as a defensive player in this situation. You got to assume that he's going to score the touchdown here. You know, I don't care how much you like your defense. You can't let him clock you. You can't let him score on third down, leave you with 30 seconds and a timeout and a dream. You have to get the ball back with at least 40 seconds, something like that. We keep it on the ground with Najee Harris. We're going to force him to at least take one of those other timeouts. I feel like that was the smart thing to do. It's 4-down territory, so I'm fine running the football. Time's not a factor for me anymore, so the playbook is open. Knowing that he's going to call a timeout after this play. Ideally, we want to keep the ball in bounds if we don't score. So I think I actually run the football again here. We incorporated some motion with the tight end, which was something that I had not done, but it actually really helped the blocks there. In that situation, you just got to score. We haven't scored an offensive touchdown all game. So I see the Red Sea part, and I'm going to walk through it and get into the end zone. We've had really good defense all game, so with 42 seconds, we sky kick it. We can take that down to about 38 seconds, one timeout. Now, he has Justin Tucker. He only needs a field goal. It's a real possibility that he is able to convert in field goal range. But again, what happened on the last drive? How did he pick up all his yards? It was really only exclusively through the running game. He made a couple of throws on that little slant, the little drag every now and then. But again, the bulk of what he really has worked well with in this game has been running the football, and we know that that's really out of the playbook as of right now. So we sky kick it to take those extra seconds off the clock. Every second matters, and none of that ends up mattering as Patrick Ricard gets hit-sticked right in the face, and we pick up that fumble. He rage quits. The game's over. He only had one timeout. So overall, that is going to do it for the game. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you drop a like on this video. Again, subscribe to the channel down below. Let me know what you want to see next, and peace. I'm out of here.